we're going to pick it up. It's Scott Hall versus PJ. You, of course, are with Just Incredible at this point. And I believe this is in Florida. I don't know. It's a good, for a house show, it looks like a great house. So, tell us what it was like, those house shows back in that era, especially down in Florida, like the unofficial home of ECW.
Yeah, I loved working in Florida. That's where I got my tattoos. But yeah, we always had good crowds there. That building, it was set up a little funny because, the entrance there, it was a stage. And so the seating was limited in this place. As you can tell, there's not really much raised seating. Mm-hmm. There I am.
Yeah.
But on the, opposite hard camera, it was just like a stage. And then it was the ECW, the bricks. And then we came out, we had to go down steps, I believe. But it was a good house here. He flicked me on the head. He literally flicked me on the head.
Classic.
Yeah, that was great. So, and it was just fun. It was fun.
Let's just say, and at this point, and he just threw the toothpick in his face, the classic move.
Yes.
Could you be any more on top of the business than Scott Hall at this point? I mean,
exactly.
Making boatloads of money, reinvented what wrestling was looked at with the NWO. And here he is. He's in your ring, which a year prior, you guys probably never would have thought that in a billion years.
It's crazy how many people literally came in and out of her doors. Said it so many times, you know what I mean? And, Scott said he liked ECW. He liked what we did. And since he was friends with PJ, he really wanted to work with them. The whole Sal thing, I don't know what that combination was about, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because it's weird. The size difference, it doesn't seem like a match, you'd say.
I don't remember how that came into play, but I know there were talks about, I think, PJ working Scott like on a pay-per-view or something. And then, honestly, I don't remember what happened. It was just like he left. It was like, see you later. I remember I talked to him. Him and I were sitting there. We were talking, and he was telling me, I have too much ring rust. I have to get the ring rust off, but I want to come back and I want to work here. I want to do the pay-per-view. And I was like, that's going to be cool because the people are going to pop huge. And it never happened. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. He was on a sabbatical at this point from WCW, like still, I believe, under full contract, but you wouldn't have pictured him. It's like a baseball player going on his rehab assignment to the minor leagues. It's like he was going instead of doing the WCW house show loop, he was like, well, I'll just go get the ring rust off and another promotion, for the time being.
Why not?
And I think I don't know if they essentially allowed this, but nonetheless,
he wasn't supposed to be there, I guess.
Who was telling him what to do at this point? He was going to do whatever he wanted.
I wasn't sure if he was under contract or not. It was just like he just showed up, and I was like, "Oh, sweet!" And then they were like, "Oh, you guys are working together." I was like, "Oh, yes," I had an aunt who passed away a couple of years ago.
I'm not laughing at that. I was laughing at Scott
Hall. She loved Razor Ramon. Absolutely loved Razor Ramon. Like she would watch Raw just to see him. So I told him, I was like, my 90-year-old aunt thinks you're very, very sexy. And he got a kick out of that. She always asked about him. And when I told her I worked with him, she was thrilled. So
that's hilarious. Yeah, I was laughing at he did the choke slam, and then he did what he would do for the big show. He would do the big giant. Yeah. But here's another funny thing with PJ and Scott at this point. So PJ, if you don't know, is like the unofficial member of the Clique. Member. Yeah. So he traveled with Scott, and he's traveled with Sean Waltman when he was, Aldo Montoya and PJ Walker before he made it all the way into ECW, and that's a whole nother story.
Yep.
But Scott basically was his mentor. So this is a big deal for PJ being able to work with on a big level a guy that taught him everything he knew from car rides throughout the country.
Right. And that was one of the things, like they know each other so well. This pairing was inevitable. You know what I mean? Like they really wanted to work together. So that's why I say, like, I get this, but I didn't get the whole Sal thing. Like, I didn't know where that came from. But that was a fun match too. Him and Sal.
Yeah, it's very fun. And it has the classic, I have the ready or not on the bottom, because if you find the clip, it's on YouTube. You can check it out. he comes out to Ready or Not by the Fugees, and he milks it. I mean, they let that thing play, and then as the music hits, he opens up the curtain, and the place goes ballistic.
Yes, because I think he worked with Sal before us.
Yes, I believe it was the day before or something.
Initial, yeah, it was the night before. So that was the initial reveal of Scott being with us.
And I remember being, on the internet at that point and saying, what is going on? Why is Scott Hall in ECW? All right, here we go. Going to work.
I had to rake his eyes real quick.
Rake the eyes.
Earlier, I hit him with a cane, or I did something to him because he was selling his head. I think I hit him with a cane earlier. Poor Scott.
I know,
beat the piss out of him.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. We saw you last week in action. I wouldn't want to mess with you. No coochie claw this week though.
Well, no, but he gets close. You'll see what he does.
Yes. We'll see. We'll see. But like I was saying, though, I remember being on the internet at this point and hearing Scott Hall's, on the ECW house shows, and you're like, what?
I know.
He was he's a WCW guy. This is the NWO. He's not going to be on an ECW show. Are they working together? Is ECW getting invaded?
Yeah. Now we're working with Ted Turner's group, right? Not going to happen.
But it's also kind of funny you're telling the story about Shane, Bam Bam, and Candido, only about a year or so prior to, to this and them not letting him in the building as a fan with his son, who would later go on to be a wrestler himself. This is a different ECW. So what was the locker room like welcoming him in this time?
It was very, I would say it was very neutral. Everybody shook his hand. There was the respect there. When Shane was kind of like rallying the troops, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In his favor. So it was a different atmosphere. You didn't have Shane. You didn't have Bam Bam. You didn't have Chris there. You had PJ there, who was a good friend of his. And I don't think anybody else there had any beef with him. So it was fine. It was me who was left from that debacle. I was the lone man standing, so I had to go and fix things. And I did, and I didn't do it just because I had to. I genuinely felt guilty about the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like it wasn't my part to open my mouth. And I still feel that way. Oh, I hit him again.
There you go. God. Oh, now we're getting in the ring. Shoes are off. We're in the ring now. Now we're getting serious.
My spots are coming when I take those heels off.
It's November 2000, so Taz is also gone. So a lot of those guys, like you were saying, that were there a few years prior, completely different landscape. So boom, look at that. Take a seat. Now PJ's out of the ring, which leaves the open. Oh, we went through a table too on the outside.
So he's gonna sell. He's gonna sell here. Ooh, did you see that random string hanging from the? That was weird. There's a big string hanging from the ropes there. Bizarro.
Where's the ring crew? We got to cut that off.
Yeah, I know. Look at that guy.
Look, what a crowd.
Oh, that was stiff.
Those chairs have no give.
Those are big plastic thick chairs. That was very stiff. Okay. Look at that guy. He took his glasses off. Put himself over. Okay.
I love
watching fans' reactions. It's great. All right, so
and let's not discount Jim Molyneux, by the way, there, right in the action.
There's my man, Jim Molyneux. That's right. Best referee in the biz.
Sack of shit right here. There you go. Boom.
Whee! We're going to do the little whoop-de-doo.
He calls it the sack of shit. There you go. Is that enough? Oh, come on.
No. Did you really think you were going to get that pin, Scott? Come on now. I'm there. There we go.
I know what's going to happen.
I'm trying to do... That was all ad lib too. I was trying to do the too sweet thing.
Yeah, no, that's very, very funny, very timely.
Oh, hi, how you doing?
Oh, ouch!
He ripped those, by the way. He's like, "Do you think I could keep these?" I was like, "No."
Oh, duck the cane shot.
Yeah,
boom, and here you go, PJ going up for the ride.
It should have been me. It should have been me.
Now, Did you take the full dive to the outside, or are you over there in a corner?
I don't remember where I am.
1, 2, 3. The cover, the count, and the victory for Scott.
I'm probably on the outside selling my ripped underwear, butthole hurting, smacking my ass.
And there's Scott Hall, too sweet. He's going to give you a little crotch chop right there.
Yeah, the crowd.
He gave you the crotch chop. That's what he gave.
He loves me. Yeah, look, he wants me right here. He's hounding me. Oh, I'm out of here. He's going, come here, sweetie. Great. Nah, I'll pass.
I mean, Woo! Is there anybody who was cooler than him, though, with the way he carried himself with that? I mean, he just, even walking away, he's like, yep, look, I'm still the shit.
One of my favorite factions, if not my favorite, besides Triple Threat, because I'm biased, is the NWO. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, you don't get any better than that. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
Are you walking funny to the back afterwards?
Of course, I'm selling my butthole.
But even without the selling part of it, is it still kind of feeling a little awkward?
Why? Because I had my thongs through my throat?
Just the way it was pulled. That's not going to be comfortable selling or no selling.
Exactly. No, I was on a buzz, though, because I was just like, that was awesome. And I got to work with a legend in this business. So I was on a high that night, and it was so fun. So
cool. Ready or not. Here I come. And he was still grooving, if you see. He was still grooving at the end. That's what I love about him. He keeps his composure. He keeps his cool throughout all. We should have had our toothpicks and done the...
I know.
At the end.
I know. Good times, though. That was as loyal as I am to Shane. I'm sorry, Shane, but that was a good time right there.